Okay, Patrick, that was a good class today. We did a few things that we haven't done in a while. The arpeggios, the circle of fifths. All right, so real quick, we did the majors. We start off on C. Always remember start off on C, and then the G, right, and then D, and then A, and then E, and then B. All right, and then we did the minor progressions, the circle of fifths. So C, G, D minor, A minor, E minor, and then that's the B minor, right? All being the minors. All right. So the idea between the circle of fifths is when you break up that chord to get to understand the pattern. When you break up the chord, the 1 3 5, you take that fifth note that you've done there in the chord or the arpeggio. Take the fifth note, and then that fifth note is going to be the next arpeggio pattern that you're going to be working on. And when you do that one, the fifth mode, if it's a G major, the not the fifth mode, the fifth note, I should say. When you're on the G, the notes that make up the G triad or the G chord is GBD. And like you pointed out, okay, so D is your fifth note, and so the D major arpeggio is going to be next. So D, F sharp, A, your fifth note of that chord or triad is A. So the A major arpeggio is next, right? And that's how we do it. All right. And I said, okay, we're going to stop at when we get to the B major arpeggio, and we're just going to go back. All right, because we're covering a certain amount of distance. That's why I've done it that way. But if you were to use that method after you've done the B major arpeggio, it will eventually take you to the C. All right, because the B, D sharp, F, right? So the F would be next in line. So that F A C, right? F A C, and then you're at the C, right? So the C is your fifth note. So you'll be at your eighth fret when you do that, right? And then it starts over again. All right. So that's another way of doing it. All right. And or you can do it this way. It's B D. It's not a F. It's F sharp, right? Um, the reason I said F, that's another way that I do it sometimes to get to the C quicker. But actually, when you're doing it on guitar and you want to use the full length, it's B, D sharp, F sharp. That's the B major chord itself. So F sharp would be next, and then F sharp, and then you have your A sharp, right? And then you have your C sharp, and then you have your F sharp again. So the C sharp would be next. You have a G sharp there, so the G sharp would be next, right? So from your G sharp, you're hitting a what is that? You're hitting a D sharp, right? And then you're going to be at the D sharp next. And so from the D sharp, you're going to be on your A sharp, right? So when you do the A sharp, that's your F right there, right? So once you get to the F, you know that the C is next because the fifth note of the F major chord is the C, and that takes you right back to the beginning. So as you can see, I was doing a lot of different things there, so that's why I kept it easy, and we stopped at the B major when we're shy of the 12 frets. I just kind of stop there, and we go back to the C. Okay, so we did those things. You did the chords, right? The chords were pretty cool. Just remember that for your minors, it should be this way. That's the way that should look for like bar chord minors, right? So that's a minor, a full minor, and then like you said, you just pick your pinky up for the minor sevenths, right? If you're doing minors from your 6th string, using the 6th string as a root, that's a full minor, but just remove your pinky again and you have a minor 7th. Okay? And that goes for all of them. When you're doing the root from the 6th string, a bar chord, and if you're doing your root from the 5th string being a bar chord. Okay, that's the way it should look. There are different ways of playing the minors up and down the neck of your guitar. I'm going to show you that in the times to come, but for now we just keep it easy. All right. Okay. And then I also saw when I was playing the chord progressions, you were actually doing some pretty neat things with the modes that you've been playing and working on. The next line of business, like I mentioned in class, is get to know the names of the frets. Get to know the names of the frets. If you're in the G, let's say you're starting on your 2nd mode, then know the names of the frets. So if I'm on the 5th fret, that's an A, right? 7th fret is a B. 8th fret is a C, right? Go into the 5th string. Your D is your 5th fret of your 5th string. Your E is your 7th fret of your 5th string. And then you go to your 4th string, 4th fret, and that is, 4th string of the 4th fret. That's an F sharp. And then your 5th fret of your 4th string is a G, right? So then you have a whole step to your 7th fret. That's an A, right? So you've already covered that, the 8 notes of that 2nd mode. All right, so that's what I just did. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So those are 8 notes, and those are the notes. Those are the names of the notes. Okay. Do that for everything. Okay. And last but not least, keeping it short and simple. When I made up a little chord progression for you to play, what I was doing is I was trying to listen for your timing, because that has been the ongoing challenge for you ever since we met. You were telling me, okay, there's a little bit of a problem keeping the time. So, when you start, it starts off a certain way, but then it ends a certain way. And I want to let you know that happens with all of us. All right. So that's why the bands have those drummers, because they have to keep that timing going for everyone else. But it's not to say that, it's okay to do that, but on the most part, we have a reference point internally that we can maintain time. All right, so what we're going to do with the chords is we were hitting a D minor 7th, right? And then we had an E minor 7th, and then we had an A minor 7th. Those were the chords there. So instead of playing different strums in the 4, in the like the 4/4 measure, what we're doing is we're just strumming it once and we're counting 4. Now, when you strum, that's going to be 1, because what I've seen you do in the past up to this point, and I know that's what the problem is with the timing, is you're counting 1 after you strum. So it's leaving you with an extra beat. So it's like you're for the 4/4, you're actually adding a beat to each of your measures. And that's what is throwing you off. All right, so get into the habit of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do it that way, everything's going to kind of even out. And when I say even out, you're going to be able to put more into it. But you need a strong foundation with that timing. All right, so here's the thing. What you saw me do after a while is I started tapping the guitar. If you break it down this way, you'll be able to eventually just play very confidently and very comfortably when you're met with new songs for you to cover. When you want to cover any song, you'll be able to use a certain method of doing that. Strum it once, right? On most of the songs. Some songs it's a different type of a strumming pattern. But anyway, for this, if you strum it once, like that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you can keep yourself on time by using different parts of the guitar or different types of things as far as percussion is concerned to actually keep the beat, right? So 1 is the strum down, right? And the rest of the measure would be 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4. You could do that, or you could just hit 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm adding different things in it based on just strumming it once. But the key in doing this is you want to keep everything simple. Keep it simple and play it slowly. And just strum it once so you can feel the beat. And then you can make different, it will help the rhythm, all right? Because the beat is setting that time, right? The rhythm is the other things you could put in there, right? You kind of layer it, beats, the rhythm, and then the melody. All right, just like in the manual. All right, so, all right, man. So keep practicing. If you have any questions or you find new different things, different methods with what I'm showing you, just let me know. Didn't get a chance to hear the song yet, so that's what I'm gonna do on my end. The song that you sent me. All right, man. So I will see you on Thursday. All right. God bless. Have a good one.